Hey everyone, welcome to Ant Flow Friday. As promised, we're on time this week. We finally, it only took 3 tries, third time's the charm.
And we weren't even that late
Right.
the first time, so who cares? We're okay.
Yeah. I mean, we were better last week, but whatever. Who's counting? So anyway, guys, thank you all for joining us again. We are hoping that, we're going to be able to get all this stuff in because it's a big day. It is a very, very big news day and news week and all kinds of stuff going on. So, but first, how are you, Alex?
I'm good. I'm good. It has been a week. A lot of betrayals and then some good news and some bad news. It's a mixed bag, but I think we're gonna go into next week with a little bit more bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yeah, let's hope.
Yeah. We're all excited. Ooh, I don't know where he went. We're all excited at the beginning of this week because Mallory McMorrow dropped out of the Michigan race, and then the same day the allegations against Platner came out. So I know and she popped back in again. Technical difficulties. We will make it through.
I'm trying to get rid of the vertical positioning on the screen because it's like distracting me out of the corner of my eye. So
that's because that's because I'm
Okay,
streaming as well to my channel.
Yeah, but you can remove it so you don't see it. So yeah. So I just because I'm also streaming to other places, but
okay.
Anyway, yeah, a lot has happened in this week. It feels like about a year happened in a week. So what do you want to start on? Because we have some good news to share. We have some fun stuff, but then we also have the horrific shooting down in Texas. Should we start dark and then end on a light note?
And go light.
Okay, and send people into the weekend with some fun stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so I don't know if you've seen it, but I do have the new video that was released. And this was from a local news channel. And so this is what precipitated the shooting of this man. So
this was in Texas, right?
Yeah, this was the Hispanic man. For anybody watching who doesn't know, he has been in our country for 35 years. He is undocumented. He was in the process of getting his papers. This guy was fully employed. This isn't like, this guy is leeching off the system. He's, lazy, collecting checks. The guy's hard worker, works in the construction industry, has, I believe had his own business, has a family, and the ICE agents, once again, appear to be lying through their teeth about him attacking them first and then, them having to shoot and kill him. Yeah. So take a look at this video because it's very obvious from what went down. And as you're going to see, the ICE agents are in unmarked vehicles. So if I was being chased by an unmarked vehicle and then surrounded by several unmarked vehicles, I'd freak out too. I would not know what the hell's going on. I would flee. So, and I think anybody would. So check this out.
Surveillance video obtained by KPRC2 is giving a closer look of the moments leading up to Lorenzo Salgado Araujo's death. Just an hour before,
my dad got dressed, grabbed his lunch and coffee.
Home surveillance video from his son Ronaldo shows him getting ready for work and hopping into his white van.
He just wanted to live a simple life of work and family, and that got taken away from us.
Ronaldo telling NBC News he's demanding answers. Congresswoman Sylvia Garcia stating on Thursday Lorenzo Salgado Araujo was not the person ICE was looking for.
Looks like they struck the van.
I showed surveillance footage and video of the shooting aftermath to former Secret Service agent Mike Matrenga.
It's really hard to determine, if the use of force that was applied was justified.
This video appears to show the white van making a sharp left turn and hopping a curb from Wayside Drive onto Canal Street. It appears an unmarked black SUV follows closely behind it, then goes around the van in a construction zone, entering the oncoming lane of traffic. This is video from a neighbor capturing the moments that SUV is about to bypass the van. Then this video appears to show another SUV moving in on the van. Then all vehicles appear to spin around, and it appears an ICE agent is pulling someone from the passenger side out of the van. Houston Fire Department telling us Lorenzo Salgado Araujo was shot in the right side of his abdomen.
There's going to have to be some pretty good clear indication and explanation of why this individual was shot from the passenger side on the right side.
KPRC2's drone showing one of the agents ran over a construction cone while the FBI collects evidence. This comes as Department of Homeland Security officials say no ICE agents were wearing body cam. His son saying in his last moments they believe he feared for his life.
It was scared more than anything.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, they just shot him in cold blood, it appears. Like,
So
they either shot through the passenger side door and got him, or they shot while, after they pulled him out and shot him in the abdomen, or once they opened the door. But no gun in this guy's hand, did not try to ram them as they lied and said once again, he weaponized his vehicle. Bullshit. Another fucking lie. And
a commenter here, right here, the real Mike Petty said 30 years trying to get his papers. This is why we need a pathway to citizenship. No recourse coming for this. I almost forgot the other guys. There's so many who have been, everyone who's in the concentration camps right now. Also the context of this particular video. This is a heavily Hispanic neighborhood. ICE is patrolling it. They are just looking to make quota of how many people each officer, each thug has to pull in. Like you said, they are just lying blatantly and not even really trying to lie anymore. Oh, he tried to weaponize his vehicle. The son
How many
said,
times have we heard that?
we were on our way to church, number one. Two,
No, he was actually on his way to work.
on his way to work.
Yeah.
He's been terrified of getting robbed because the tools, the car, that's how he makes his money, doing his job. So all these unmarked vans surrounding you're probably going to think you're getting robbed. So if he did speed up, it's to get out of there because you think you're getting robbed right now. All these cars are blocking you off. You don't know. They're also not in uniforms. It's terrifying. This is the Gestapo. Like, what more needs to be said but abolish ICE and prosecute these people?
And it's now come out he wasn't even the guy that they were looking for.
Yeah.
They were going after somebody else who wasn't even there. And here's the other thing. His brother was with him, as well as other people who were witnesses to all of this. And now they're trying to force the witnesses to self-deport.
Yeah.
They're putting pressure on them to self-deport before they can testify, before they can tell everybody what actually went down and how it went down. I mean, this shit is so illegal. All these people on the right, oh, don't tread on me. Don't tread on me. Oh, government's not going to tell me what to do. Okay, well, you know what? The Constitution covers everyone. Fucking suck it up, MAGA. It covers anyone who is in our country is covered under the Constitution. And that means there is no illegal search and seizure.
Yeah.
You cannot be arrested for any fucking reason and denied due process. Yeah. Get the fuck over it or get the Constitution changed if you don't like it. But those are the laws of our country, and their president is now violating the laws of our country, as well as Stephen Miller and all of these other idiots, little, Timu Hitler, who's no longer there, Greg Bovino. And if the article, here's the thing, and I don't know if you saw my segment on this, Alex, but everybody thinks, oh, well, Donald Trump's just going to pardon all these people. Guess what? If the articles of impeachment against Donald Trump and those people are written in the right way, and they include these specific crimes, he doesn't have to be removed from office as long as he is correctly and officially impeached. If these crimes are included in those articles of impeachment, all of them can go down. All of them can be impeached, and all of them can be held liable for these crimes.
Yeah, I mean, look, I also think I also think the next Democratic administration needs to not care so much about norms. Like, I don't care if he pardons them. I'm gonna retry whatever they're doing right now when they're like, we're just gonna make up charges to go after you. We're gonna do the same thing for you. We're gonna do the same thing for you.
Yeah.
We're gonna charge you with murder. We're gonna charge you with manslaughter, like whatever it is. And they need to get prosecuted. This is not a Obama 2008 turned the page on Abu Ghraib, turned the page on Wall Street.
Yeah, no more of this.
Or
when
even,
they go low, we go high. When they go low, you punch them in the fucking throat.
Yeah, when they go low, you bring them, you break their necks in the dirt.
Not threatening violence.
Yeah,
but you know,
no. I like it too.
Me with violence, that all that.
I'm a big comic book reader, so I think of the quote from Dark Knight Returns, where Batman is fighting this villain, and he brings him into a mud pit so that he can slow him down because Batman's older, and he's like, I'm surgically taking out your arm, I'm taking out your legs, I'm throwing mud in your face so you're blind. This isn't a mud pit. This is an operating table, and I'm the surgeon. That's what we're doing. We're not playing exactly. We're not going high anymore. We're not playing around.
Yeah.
Anyone in the who's making the argument that just by crossing the border you're illegal. Well, Trump's a rapist, so that's illegal too. That's illegal too. And we're kind of in this
proven. He's actually been proven. These people have not been proven to be doing anything illegal. If you want to prove it, take them to court. Take them to do what we're supposed to do according to our own Constitution. And if you're unwilling to do that, then you never believed in the Constitution. You never believed in due process.
Yeah.
You never believed in the laws of this country, and the whole law and order excuse for electing Donald Trump is a bunch of fucking bullshit. So it's like either have principles or shut the fuck up. Like, I'm at the end of my rope with this stuff.
Me too.
Like, these are human beings, and don't portray yourselves as we're Christians, we're pro-life. No, you're fucking not. You're fucking heathens. You're fucking evil. You're fearful. You're like watching Fear News Network, and they got you all spun up on, the brown people are coming for me. Oh my God, they have more melanin in their skin. Oh my God. Like, grow up.
It's white supremacy. It's just white supremacy baked in, and they don't want to do any reflect. I mean, look, the people who sign up to be part of ICE definitely don't want to do reflection, are not going to be swayed one way or another.
No, and a bunch of them are race traitors too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A bunch of them are Hispanics and black men, and it's like, you're never going to be accepted.
You're never going to get.
You can pretend. Just like all the token gays on the right, what's his name, Presley, and all these guys, Mayo Yiannopoulos, they're never going to fully accept you.
Yeah, Dave Rubin. Dave Rubin got roasted by his own chat for adopting kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, tokens get spent. That's the phrase. So you might be the last one to go into the gulag, but you're still going in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they'll use you until the very last minute, and then you're the last one in the oven.
Oh, by the way, we're closing the door on you too. Yeah, exactly. Fascism eats its own, as you can see from any of my Andor reviews on my channel.
Yeah,
Andor. Yeah. You've got to watch Andor. Have you seen Andor?
No.
Fantastic. Yeah, probably the best anti-fascist piece of media, and it's Star Wars. Like, it's amazing. I can't believe Disney let it exist. You should definitely check out Andor. It's fantastic. But yeah, I mean, these and the white folks too. The white folks who think this isn't going to happen to me. Haha, I'm cheerleading from the sidelines. The minute that you open your mouth because a data center is moving into your town, and you're like, "Well, I don't want dirty water in my town."
Yeah,
you're also anti-American at that point because they're defining terrorism however they want with NSPM 7.
How convenient that Donald Trump is, now he and Stephen Miller putting out these, ordering the, you have to hit this quota now. We're ramping things back up. Why? Could it be because it's now coming out that you're covering up the Epstein investigation and trying to shut it down in New Mexico? Could it be because the judge has now ordered Todd Blanche to release everything, including all the stuff about Donald Trump that they're hiding, or the additional stuff they're hiding about Donald Trump, and he's refusing to do it? Could it be because your war is ridiculous and shows that you're a complete fucking failure and don't know what you're doing and you're incompetent?
Yeah. This is why they want to talk about the Odyssey and Lupita Nyong'o as Helen of Troy. Like, whenever they start talking about like green M&Ms or Mr. Potato Head, it's because they're worried about something. They're trying to distract you.
Yeah, or the caravan.
Yeah, the caravan.
We have another couple months before that kicks in, because isn't it usually
midterms,
before?
Yep.
2 months before an election, the caravan is coming. The caravan.
Yep. But it's Trump in charge, so wouldn't they want to say there is no caravan? He's doing well.
They'll still say there's a caravan, but he stopped it.
He stopped it.
Superpowers,
and that's why we need the Republicans in charge to keep this caravan stopped. Otherwise, the Democrats will wave them all in. It's just racism and xenophobia.
Yep. Yeah. And I do have another video to show you guys. I just came across this morning, and it's absolutely infuriating. So this is, I honestly don't know who this woman is, but she's talking about how disrespectful, how they treated this man's body and his family. So check this out.
I have a devastating update. Lorenzo Salgado Araujo's family members have been unable to claim his body. It appears that immigration officers stripped him of any form of ID after he was shot and eventually transferred to the hospital, which led to him being classified as a John Doe. As you could imagine, being able to claim their father's body is a priority for his children right now.
And sending him to the hospital, they took away all of his personal identification. There was nothing to identify him when he arrived at the hospital. And as a result, the hospital took him in as a John Doe. In doing so, it set off a bunch of triggers, a bunch of extra hurdles that the family has had to effectively navigate through, starting with the fact that they've had to have biometric information in this family in order to confirm his identity. They knew all along that it was Lorenzo. They did not confirm that he had passed or deceased until well over 24 hours after the actual incident and shooting. And we're working with the family and with lawyers to get a power of attorney for Ronaldo to be able to go in and claim his father's body. They haven't made it easy. They've made it very, very difficult. And so what we're doing now is we're calling and we're demanding for the release of Lorenzo Salgado Araujo's body to his family. His family cannot bury a man that they do not have possession of. He deserves a proper funeral.
It's just a second twist. You know, that reminds me of when Uvalde happened, and the police started intimidating the one mother who like ran over the wall to get into the school and get her kid. And then every other parent has been like intimidated and silenced, and who knows what the fuck is happening there. What's even happening with that investigation? Is that even happening?
They were all cleared.
Like, it's
all the police were just cleared.
Of course.
Standing outside being pussies.
Yeah, standing outside, not doing anything.
You know, letting little kids get slaughtered.
According to the Supreme Court, the police have argued it is not their responsibility to put their lives on the line to protect a person. That is
kind of thought that was police 101.
Protect and serve.
I thought that was the whole point of the police.
The quote of protect and serve, they're missing the part that says property. It's about property, and that's it. Oh, hang on, sorry. The police only care about property and protecting the rich and the elites, and that's where we're at. And yeah, they're a lawless organization, as you say, but the laws don't matter. And so when we get in charge, the laws aren't going to fucking matter. and we're gonna fucking prosecute these motherfuckers, and
Yep.
we're gonna use the
that.
broken system to rebuild a system that cannot be broken again. That is my goal.
Yep. That idiot, that, weak man, if you even want to call him a man, who shot and killed Renee Good.
Yeah.
No statute of limitations on murder, guy. So enjoy your freedom while you can, because you are going to prison.
They all have to go to prison. This has to be like January 6th, where we round up fucking everybody. And no more pardons. Like, it's not happening again. I hope, the Republicans don't win another election for 10, 15, 20 years. Yeah. And make it so that the Republicans have to move left. No more moving the Overton window just to the right. We are in the process now of moving it to the left. Just look at the change of rhetoric on Israel in the last couple of years. And that was like a central, like, both parties agreed, we love Israel and it has a right to exist. And now you're seeing the Democrats more so being like, well, I don't know. And the Republicans even are going like, well, can I distance myself a little bit? AIPAC's trying all different ways to give money without it be coming from AIPAC. So, we can set the narrative too.
A lot of different places.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's interesting to see all these candidates in Maine are trying to position themselves. I'm all for Medicaid for all, or Medicare for all. I'm all for, no more funding for Israel. It is a genocide. It's like, really? Because when you were running in the primary just a few months back, you didn't say any of that.
Yeah.
So they're all trying to position themselves as, decent human beings. But, all we have to do, like I said, is just look a few months back to what they were saying.
Yeah. And I think that's a good, I think that's a good way to segue into the Platner stuff, because that's a good example. Some people are just saying the right words. And sometimes as leftists, we are so devoid of anybody saying the right things that when somebody does, we go, oh, great, let's go support that person, without maybe double checking and looking further into their past. And maybe they're just saying this right now.
Yeah. And in a way, kind of makes you, maybe not at this point, but in the beginning, when Donald Trump first ran, you could almost forgive people for doing the same thing with him.
Yeah.
Of being like, I'm desperate. I need help. Things aren't getting better in my life. The outsourcing, all of our jobs. Now, after 10 plus years of it, you got to wake up and do some research and pull your head out of your, fear news network ass and realize that he's not what you thought he was. But I tell you, but this whole Platner thing has kind of become, remember that dress thing where certain people would look at that one dress and they saw like a blue dress, and then other people were like, no, it's gold. Like, that's what it's become. It's like everybody's looking at the same, body of evidence and coming up with their own conclusion. And depending on what you present to the audience that day, you're going to get attacked by one side or the other. And it's like, guys, like, as I said in my segment yesterday, two things can be true. She can be telling the truth, and the Democratic Party, the establishment wing, can be weaponizing this whole thing.
Oh, absolutely.
And was just looking for something to be like the final blow.
Absolutely. I think
the red line.
Like you said in that clip, and I encourage everyone to go watch it, because I didn't know. I appreciate you watching like MSNBC and Fox and CNN, because I can't stand it. So I watch it through clips like yours or other creators. But I didn't know that like Mika and them were getting messages from Democratic elites going like, hey, we got him out, we're excited. And I think, like, my take on it, I said right away on Monday, shout out Pep Talks, fellow host on This Space. Go check out This Space, folks. That's how me and Gina know each other, This Space TV. I was talking to Pep Talks, and I'm like, she's telling the truth. I think she's telling the truth. The way she's speaking about it, the details in the article, as someone, you've talked about your experience with assault, like you remember details. So I think she's telling the truth, but I also definitely think the establishment, of course, is they'll never let a tragedy go untaken advantage of. They're going to use the tragedy to go, oh, well, now fuck even Maine.
Yeah.
Abdul El Sayed, let's tie him to Platner. Let's tie the DSA to Platner, who didn't endorse him. He had no affiliation. Let's tie every Democratic or every progressive win or candidate across the country
that's the
to
difference.
This and say they can't run elections because they don't vet their candidates. All of these candidates are bad. It's just,
so and it's like, okay, well, what is your excuse for Eric Swalwell then?
Yeah, exactly. Or Bill Clinton or Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah. I mean, their side, the establishment candidates are not squeaky clean by any stretch of the imagination. But as soon as there's a progressive that has issues, they just are on the warpath, go on the attack. I mean, I don't remember the establishment, like you said, with Cuomo ever coming out and going, oh, he needs to drop out. He needs to get out.
It's even worse.
He's been accused of assaulting and harassing multiple women. Or, why are they constantly inviting Bill Clinton to everything?
Still.
Okay, he's a prior president. The guy has been accused by how many women of exactly what Graham Platner is accused of?
Yeah.
So
it's disgusting. I mean, the Cuomo thing is especially nasty because Cuomo was being called. There was a call for impeachment over the nursing home scandal. And then on top of that, bravely, Lindsey Boylan, friend of the show, came out and accused him of sexual assault, which then prompted a lot of other women to come out and tell their stories. So then it was a call to impeach based on those two things. You fucking put COVID patients in nursing homes, not giving a shit if anybody dies. And then you also are a rampant sexual assaulter. Then he resigned and took a couple years off, and then decided to run for mayor. Lost the Democratic primary to Zohar Mamdani after the DSA pulled out an historic election. The cross endorsements, Lindsey Boylan was also part of explaining to New Yorkers how ranked choice voting works, how to make sure that Cuomo doesn't accidentally get some points if you left a space blank. All there were 5 progressive candidates for mayor. They all crossed endorsed each other, said, rank all of us. We recommend these rankings, but do what you do. Got over the line in the primary. So now Zohar Mamdani is the official Democratic nominee of the Democratic Party. And Cuomo still ran as an independent. And all the establishment media Democrats encourage people to vote for Cuomo, not the official Democratic nominee.
Yeah.
Including Donald Trump and Fox News were campaigning for Cuomo.
But if a progressive had dropped out and ran as an independent, he's a spoiler. She's a spoiler. They're trying to blow everything up. They're trying to help the Republican win.
Right.
It never applies to the establishment candidates. Never applies to the corporate-owned candidate. I wonder why.
And what happened now is the progressives did check our own. Like Platner, look, there's definitely fair critiques. I point to FT Signifier, great creator, Sean DeBlack, great creator, Lil Bill's video I was just watching, Cat Black, Ariana Jasmine on Leftist Mafia last night was talking about this. There is some reflection that white leftists, especially online, need to do of like, not just why did you support him, but why were you trying to be like, he could be the face of the movement and not maybe a person of color without any kind of red flags in their background that need to be looked over. And also, why were some of those red flags so easy to be looked over? Like joining Blackwater, to me, I don't know the different. Like, I'm like, that's a blind spot I have. If you're a vet, I assume you killed people. If you join a mercenary group, I assume it's like the same thing as the army. I'm talking to Lumen, another fellow, this space host. He was in the Marines, and he was like, the Blackwater thing was it for me, because he knows how different those two things are. Joining the Marines when you're 18 versus being late 20s and voluntarily going to join Blackwater are two different things.
With that, I took issue with people because it wasn't Blackwater at that time. It was another company that had taken over. That's, so it wasn't Eric Prince, who's a sociopath, in my opinion. But also, according to him, and nobody has refuted this, nobody has come forward with any information to say this was false. He was on Breaking Points and did an interview, and he said that he was just doing security for people in other countries.
Right.
And he was not out there,
and that's what I heard too.
As a mercenary.
That's what I heard too. And that's why I was like, okay, you're being a security guard for like an embassy. That's fine.
Yeah. Now, so I have never heard that refuted. So I have no reason to think that he was lying about that.
But those Reddit posts, some of those Reddit posts, which I, again, was just like, I don't know, he's an idiot, like, military guy, jock kind of mindset. Mm-hmm. First of all, some of them now with this newest accusation, when he's talking about like women need to be careful when they're around drunk men, or they need to watch what they're wearing, it kind of colors those less as like, this is a dumb guy, and more like, maybe this is a pattern of behavior that you're kind of trying to defend on the internet. And also, some of those Reddit posts were about how much he enjoyed taking lives as a soldier. And, again, you can kind of weigh that this way or that way and go like, well, soldiers might talk like this, but I understand why that was a red line for some people. Yeah. And again, all I'm saying, some of the chat doesn't like FD signifier, but that's fine. I think a lot of the leftists of color are kind of people of color who are on the left are trying to get the white people on the left to kind of recognize, don't emphasize him. Like, sure, would he be better than Susan Collins? And can you think about that tactically as a strategy? Fine, but you don't have to constantly every week. Here's a great clip of him. Man, he really should be like our spokesperson. Yeah, that kind of hype. I know
there are some progressives who were talking about him for president.
I know. And I was very excited about him in the beginning as well, thinking, maybe he can be part of this redemptive arc for some of these chuds on the internet. But again, even kind of centering that as a strategy is not too dissimilar from Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi's idea of, we can get the suburban whites to come over. It's like, well, some maybe, but that shouldn't be the focus of your movement. It shouldn't be the focus of the leftist movement to try and get people to stop watching Ben Shapiro and to start watching, Majority Report or whatever. It's to get the people who don't vote. It's to get the people who want the policies. It's the platform. Like, to misquote James Carville, it's the platform, stupid. It's the policy, stupid. Like, that's what it is. And centering, there's a meme. I know I'm rambling. I'm sorry. But there's a meme of like the oppression Olympics, right? A lot of right wingers use it, of a white man doesn't matter, but the person who matters the most is the disabled, black, trans, lesbian, Muslim immigrant. Like, and I will take that right wing framing because I'm the devil's advocate, and I will actually use it for good. And I say, yes, that should be the center of leftist politics. Any policies that we're advocating for should be helping that person, because if they help that person, it's going to help everybody above. It's the reverse of trickle down. It's bottom up. True. Like, anything that will help the most marginalized communities will help everybody above them.
It's not at the exclusion of, or
right. It's like, not like white people, you don't matter. It's if we can help this person, you're going to be great.
Right.
You're going to be even better than you're off now.
Yeah. It's like saying, we're going to we're going to help the sick person. All these other people are healthy.
Right.
They don't need our help right now. We're going to help the sick person here, help to get them healthy so that they can join the rest of the healthy people. It's like, and not, it's a bad comparison,
Sure, but if you
like
if you make
sick,
the environment
you know what I mean,
such that the sick person can get help easier, then when a healthy person gets sick, they're gonna get help easier too. And they won't be as sick. Maybe the metaphor doesn't work.
Yeah,
but you know what I mean. You guys know what I mean.
Metaphor, yeah, no, I will say I was shocked. I was talking with a family member of mine who is a survivor, went through a very violent, horrific experience, and she's very progressive. And I was shocked to hear her say she's pissed off at this woman. She's pissed off at Jenny, however, I forget her last name. Because she feels like Susan Collins is so dangerous after having, being the deciding vote to put Brett Kavanaugh on the Supreme Court and taking away women's rights.
Yeah. She's
like, I mean, what does she hope to achieve by coming out and like, she believes her. She said, I believe it happened, but what is she hoping to achieve? Like, she's obviously not filing charges. She's not trying to get justice, in a court of law. And she's just doing something that's going to screw everybody else in the country by allowing this woman who should not be in office to remain in office. So I was kind of shocked by that response.
I will say, like, that's not too dissimilar from the woman herself, Jenny. She said to Jake Tapper, who was a piece of shit, and the interview was like very uncomfortable because he's trying to do the establishment thing of like, oh, let's try to paint the entire progressives like this. But she was saying, I debated to even come out and say this because I agree with the platform. The position she was in is kind of important, and I really want people to highlight this and center this and think about this. Her position is, do I vote for my rapist, who I believe his policies would be better than the person in office currently who is empowering a worse rapist of children and the Epstein class and all that? It is. I remember an interview that Sam Cedar did with Tim Pool, beanie wearing Tim Pool, where Sam Cedar is talking about like lesser evil voting and going, if someone's proposing 100 concentration camps versus someone proposing 50 concentration camps, I'm going to vote for the person who's proposing 50 because I think maybe I can convince them to do less than 50, maybe none, versus the person who's encouraging. Like, I mean, we just did this. We just did this with Kamala Harris and Trump. There's the administration currently supporting a genocide, but then Trump, and we were all screaming it's going to be worse under Trump. And it is. It's supercharged, plus with a big side order in a war with Iran. So it was objectively better to vote for Kamala. It would be better if Kamala Harris was in office right now, because at least we wouldn't have a war with Iran. And
this
maybe
man in Texas would be alive today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And ICE operations wouldn't have been bad.
Yeah. I mean,
as bad.
Yeah.
But again, I understand
everybody knows the issues that I have, or I think everybody knows the issues I have with Kamala. I mean, I did vote for her, but yeah, it's, she wasn't ideal, And what's sad is everybody tries to turn it into, oh, it's because she's a woman. It's because she's black. No, because like anybody who knows me knows that's freaking ridiculous. Like
it's because she sucks.
Like my friends are laughing at you right now if you're posting that. It has to do with telling the truth and being your authentic self and not playing politics and just saying what you really want for the country and what you want for the people of our country. And if that aligns with me then I'm going to vote for you. I don't care who you are, what you are, where you come from, what color you are, what gender, what sexuality, doesn't matter. It has to do with, are your policies going to help the United States? Are they going to help everyone here in our country? So, and if I believe that you're sincere and you don't flip flop every other, election, then yeah.
Yeah, and Emma Vigeland from Majority Report has been getting a lot of heat because she was very Majority Report in general, other white leftists, Kyle Kulinski and whatnot, been very supportive of Platner and kind of eschewing criticism. But she did an interview this week saying to someone who I think was on Vox. She said, I don't really care what's in someone's heart. Like if AOC or Bernie were like secret Nazis when they go home, it doesn't matter because there are tools. And sure, how she said it was kind of like inflammatory and extreme, but the point stands. It doesn't matter. Like we're not voting on these people because we like them as people. They are tools. Politicians are tools. They are the levers of power that we can literally use right now. All we have as power as human beings in this country is voting and, of course, organizing, mutual aid, protesting, civil disobedience. There's lots of other methods besides electoralism. So I'm not even saying electoralism is the only way, but it is one way, and it's a pretty powerful, important way. So I don't think we can totally ignore it. And it matters what they vote on. It doesn't matter what they believe. Like, AOC could go home and be having threesomes and orgies and smoking crack, but it doesn't matter if she gets in front of a camera and she's giving she's promoting good policies that we like. She's going and taking the votes that we like. That's all that really matters.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that.
No?
Because I think who you are at your core always comes out.
I think that's fair. I think that's a fair point. And I think that's what a lot of people...
My husband used to always tell our kids, like, how you do anything is how you do everything. And it's very true because you can't be a total piece of shit in one part of your life or have hate and evil and everything else in your heart, but then go and do good. I mean, eventually that part of you comes out,
right?
And
I think we have
kind of degraded the office of the presidency, especially over the years, by constantly making excuses, by constantly compromising our values or allowing them to have no values or lesser values. And I think it's been this downward trend which has led us to Donald Trump. Like arguably would we have Donald Trump in office if the left had stood up and said, Bill Clinton has to go. This isn't acceptable. Because that was the excuse a lot of people on the right used to vote for Trump. It was like, well, you didn't care when Bill Clinton was accused by multiple women. You didn't care when he was cheating on his wife while in office, manipulating and using this young girl for his own pleasure. I mean, I don't know. I
think that's fair. And ultimately, what I'm kind of trying to get at is the respectability politics of you're not in a suit and tie, or you're cursing, or you're using TikTok to make videos and stuff like that.
All superficial,
right? But
I
guess what I'm at is like
who you sleep with, how many people you sleep with, as long as you're not hurt. My thing is always, as long as you're not hurting someone else, we're cool.
Yeah.
Like, but, and it doesn't even have to be me. It's not like, oh, as long as you're not hurt. I know people like that. Oh, well, they're nice to me. It's like, okay, but Like, I'm sure there were people that Hitler was nice to. Or are you going to say like,
Right.
oh, well, he hasn't put me in an oven.
Yeah, the famous Joe Rogan lines of like, oh, well, Peter Thiel's nice to me.
Like, can't we have better principles and require more of people in life than that? Like, Jeffrey Dahmer, didn't eat me. I mean, it's like,
right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's I think it could be I think the essential piece of what Emma was trying to get at in that statement is like, yeah, especially now with younger people running and how long the internet's been around, there's going to be people running who have like bad tweets and bad Reddit posts. But in this particular instance with Platner, maybe those Reddit posts weren't just like dumb things you say as a 20-year-old, because he was older than that. He was still active in the military. Some of it was indicators on how he could vote, because even now in retrospect, people are looking at his platform and going, well, he was talking about like he was talking about trying to fix the recruitment problem with the army. But if you have so much PTSD and you hated being in the army, why do you want to increase recruitment numbers? Why do you want to increase spending for the Navy? Like, some of these things are kind of being reflected on it. Maybe we did look a little past and just going like, oh, he's saying Medicare for all and he's saying free Palestine. That's it. And go for it. That's better than. So,
I mean, everybody loves the redemption story.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, look at how many movies we have of the redemption arc. And you just love to see, like even watching Euphoria, everybody's like, oh, Jason Elordi's character, he's in the end, you're hoping he's going to redeem himself and not be such a piece of shit, but it doesn't happen. So it's like, but you always want that. Everybody hopes for it, that this person is going to like get it and they're going to make their life better. And I think everybody probably has someone in their life that you're like, God, I hope one day they have like an epiphany and realize like they've been an asshole and they want to be better and do better, Yeah. And so much of it too is like, you can understand, okay, he was in the military. He actually saw conflict. He actually, was engaged in battle, unlike, the JD Vances of the world.
Right.
Or this new guy that just got elected. We need to talk about him, as a Victor Marks guy.
Oh yeah,
in Colorado. I mean,
oh my God,
psycho, complete psycho, and he just won his primary. Now his whole thing is, I was a Marine. I was in the Marines. He didn't see combat. Never saw combat. So, for him sitting around talking about murdering people and talking, sitting there talking about how he was like menacing his psychiatrist at one time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard about that.
Oh yeah. No, it's crazy.
Yeah. He's like telling the story about how he's, in this room with his psychiatrist. Oh, how do you feel being in here with someone who could kill you?
Yeah. Who are you, Tony Soprano?
Yeah, and it's like, okay, what's his excuse? Like, he never saw combat.
Yeah.
He doesn't have PTSD. He's just crazy.
He's just a fucking lunatic.
Yeah. And then you got, Kevin McCarthy going, oh, well, when we have bad candidates, we don't vote for them. We get rid of them. Really, guy?
Who? Which candidate?
List. You've got one in the White House right now.
Is it the one in the White House?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Matt Gaetz. You didn't walk away from him as a candidate. He got elected. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he dropped out.
Yeah.
He left Congress and then was going to be the top prosecutor in our country.
Oh yeah, I forgot that we're going to make him AG. Yeah. Oh my God.
Was going to make him an AG. It's like, what are you talking about?
That's crazy.
These people are freaking delusional. Freaking delusional. To hear Kellyanne Conjob the other day talking with Senator Kennedy about, actually, I'm going to put up the video that I made.
Watch this.
So bunch of different stuff's popping up on my screen. Gay Republican sues members of his own party over homophobic slurs. That's one in the New Republic. CNN throws Scott Jennings under the bus. A McConnell health claim.
Fucking finally, get Scott Jennings out of there.
Oh my God, I know.
Him too.
This whole
being like,
thing of, I just spoke with Mitch McConnell the other.
That's one of the funniest things.
We
and
all
everybody's
spoke
making
for
jokes.
20 minutes. It's like, really? I spoke with him too. Did you know that, Alex? I forgot to tell you.
Oh.
He said he feels so bad about helping Donald Trump to get reelected a second time that he wants me to have his fortune.
Oh.
Yeah.
I also spoke to him and he said split it with Alex.
Oh,
so make
okay.
Sure.
Yeah,
Make
and
sure you cut me a
especially because he
check.
said, my wife, after I was taken to the hospital, she took off to China.
Yeah.
And so, Gina, I think you deserve all of my money. True story. True story. He said it.
But yeah, to put a point on this Platner thing, I think there's three categories of people shouting out criticisms. There's the Republicans, which we just mentioned, they can go fuck themselves. There's the establishment Democrats like Neera Tanden, who the Bill Clinton supporters, the Cuomo supporters, they can go fuck themselves. There's the leftists who, like I pointed out, the black leftists, FD, Shonda Black, who, Ariana, people, Middle Eastern, have legit criticisms, and the white leftists definitely need to do just some reflecting on who they promote, why they promote it, why they were quick to do it for Platner and not so quick to do it for maybe somebody else of color. And then there's the leftists who are basically using this as I was right first, so you should watch my podcast instead of that podcast, or you should read my Substack instead of that Substack. And and I'm thinking Brianna Joy Gray and others, but that's just like, you don't care. You don't care. You just want people to be watching your thing instead of somebody else's thing.
And here's the thing. I'm presenting the facts to my audience.
Yeah.
Everybody can make up their own mind, right? Like I have made myself clear. I believe this woman is telling the truth. I also believe that the Democratic establishment was salivating to get him out of office. I mean, look at how many times Jill Biden's press secretary, I think he was, or assistant or something, that one guy kept going on Fox News to slam Graham Platner. And he's working for a lobbyist group. I mean, the guy is a total corporate shill and doesn't want progressives in office. So, I believe both of those things are absolutely true.
Yeah.
And the fact that Joe and Mika, who did not like Graham Platner from the beginning, had issues with him from the beginning. The fact that they are now coming out saying, we're a little suspicious. Like, we're getting a lot of weird calls. So,
I mean, I think, like you said, two things can be true. This happened. She came out under immense risk to herself. I'm sure she's getting death threats and all kinds of threats. And at the same time, this is coincidentally a big boon to the establishment who is taking advantage of a tragedy as they are wont to do.
Yeah. And anybody who says, this was done by the Republicans. No. The Republicans wanted Graham Platner in. They felt that he was the easiest to beat because of all of his baggage. So this was absolutely, not orchestrated. I'm not going to say orchestrated by, because they didn't, they
didn't tell her to come out. She didn't get paid.
He is who he is.
Yeah.
His past is his past. His actions are his actions. But they absolutely were on the hunt and wanted to
and
take
are currently
down.
Taking advantage of it.
Yeah. Whereas if this was an establishment, if this was Janet Mills, and she was off being like a BDSM queen on the weekends and had, puppies locked up in her basement starving to death, like one Republican candidate did, which I'm going to do a show on soon. No, a different one. Different. It was a candidate. Yeah. I want to say in Michigan or something, like used this puppy for photo ops for her candidacy, paraded him around, had him in her ads and everything, and then literally put the puppy in her basement and let it starve to death.
I don't want to hear this. It hurts.
Yeah, she just got sentenced.
Good.
So
Good.
yeah. Not enough. I think that animal and
enough.
child abusers should get the death penalty, which
Yeah.
I've told you, but
Or, you get life. I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah. But I want to play this video. So this is my version. I took a Fox Fear News Network interview that Kellyanne Conjob did with Senator Kennedy, and I made it more real. I made my Republican version. So
All right, let's check it out.
enjoy.
He's a predator. He is a predator. And you don't want him anywhere near power.
These allegations of abuse and assault and disparaging our military, calling them fat, just goes on, and it never seemed enough for your colleagues across the aisle in the Democratic Party to chuck this guy into the latest round of allegations, thereby showing Senator Kennedy that for the Democrats, they don't believe all women. They chuck that to the side when you're talking about a swing state. You're not talking about morality here. You're talking about electability. They're not counting up the victims of Graham Platner's abuse. They're counting votes.
Yeah, I mean, that's very funny. But this is an interesting thing, and it's a good clip to use because I think this is why, especially people of the left, further left, and like the Democratic Party, are hesitant to, are primed to kind of eschew any kind of criticism of a candidate because it's always coming from the right and the Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
So we're so used to our candidate. I mean, look what they did with Mamdani. Oh, he was cheering after 9/11. He's connected with terrorists. They're doing with El Sayed. They did it with Daria Liza, who won in Queens.
Mm-hmm.
Or saying, I mean, in the last stretch of the campaign, the guy who was a Hispanic caucus chair in Congress was saying she's actually Haitian instead of Dominican, which is a very niche kind of racism amongst Dominicans. And she loves Israel. Or no, she hates Israel and she's Haitian. Like,
yeah,
you can be racist and that's across party lines. You can be a rapist and that's across party lines.
I love how they tell on themselves too. It's like, okay, what if she is Haitian?
Yeah, and
I mean, like, or like what they're doing with Tallarico. Oh, he's gay.
Yeah,
okay,
he's gay or trans or whatever.
So what if he is?
What? Yeah, like, and that's in the clip. That's in the clip. The Kellyanne Conway. Oh, they don't really believe all women. It's like, well, you definitely don't.
Yeah,
well,
you don't
that's
believe
not their argument.
Any women. You don't believe. It's not that you don't believe all women. You don't believe any women.
Yeah.
Or,
and that's,
or you just don't care.
That's kind of their ethos. Their ethos is not so much the Democrats are hypocrites, or it is. It's the Democrats are hypocrites, but we have no morals. We don't care, or we say we do, and it's Christian and blah blah blah. But their ethos, I think it's from Rush Limbaugh. It all stems from Limbaugh, which is they're not as good as they say they are. They act high and mighty above you. They care about racism. They care about sexism, but they don't really. They're really as bad as us, so you might as well vote for us. Yeah. That's kind of what she's saying there in that clip.
Oh, speaking of which, I have to show you this. So I don't know if you saw this, but they're always screaming like stuck pigs about election fraud, the Democrats are committing election fraud. Okay, well, check this out. I literally just saw this today. So I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see it. So just today, it was reported, actually, I guess this was a few days ago, but I just started seeing it circulating online. Florida elected officials charged in wild scheme involving fake endorsements. So what do you know? It was all Republicans 5 people have been charged in connection with an alleged fake voter guide scheme in Florida, including 3 elected officials. So basically what they did was they created fake voter guides and sent them out the day before early voting was supposed to start, lying about the candidates that they wanted. Actually, I think one of them was a candidate, saying, oh yeah, I have the endorsement of this person or that person.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
Wow.
so it says the St. John's County GOP chair, Denver Cook, he told ABC when this first started to come out, he said, I saw the card and I'm like, this is a real issue. I was in shock. I'm dealing with one of probably the most flagrant frauds on voters the day before early voting. It became an instant train wreck. So not only are they screwing over Democrats, not only are they committing election fraud and playing games against Democrats, they are even doing it against their own party.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, even just typing in Republican charged with voter fraud into Google, I got that story popped up. South Dakota Republican state senator charged with felony over false candidate forms. Another one for voting 6 times.
Did you hear about Ken Paxton?
No, what?
Oh.
More about Ken Paxton?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh my
Let me
God!
bring this up for you. ProPublica just did just published an article, did some research. Yeah, he may have violated Texas law by voting from addresses that don't apply to him.
Oh my God. And they'll always make the argument, well, we're doing it because the Democrats do it so much, we need to counteract their voter fraud with our voter fraud.
Yeah, and it's like I've always said, so here you can see it. Ken Paxton vowed to crack down on illegal voting. He may have violated Texas election law. So it says the Texas Attorney General appears to have used an address where he did not live while voting in 6 elections in the past 2 years, despite his warning voters that it is illegal to misrepresent your residence on election records. So this also just came out this week. Yeah. Yeah. And he just created a tip line for the public to report people or groups that they think are committing election fraud. I mean, the hypocrisy is just off the charts. Absolutely off the charts.
It's always a self-report. It's always whatever they're accusing you of, that's something they do or they want to do. It's ridiculous at this point, and it's infuriating people keep falling for it.
Yeah.
And I can only assume that a lot of people people are dumb. People are dumb. But also there's definitely a constituency of people who don't want to not fall for it. They're just bigots and they just want to do this. So we're never going to win those people, but it's the people who were like genuinely I thought we were going to get lower taxes, or I thought we were going to get higher wages or something.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
We were going to end the endless wars.
Yeah, not start more.
Not start a new one. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I do want to bring up the link that you sent me. This is from a video. So this came from More Perfect Union, which does great work.
Oh yeah.
Let me see. Oop. Okay, so what you guys are going to see is this is a city council meeting. Is that right, Alex?
Yes.
And these city council members are being asked about AI data centers. And I guess they're trying to build one in Michigan. So these are Michigan city council members. And this woman is asking them if any of them have signed NDAs.
Yeah. This is crazy, folks.
Yeah. I mean, their responses are all you need to know. Like, it's so telling. So check this out.
Have you personally signed any NDA any agreement or had any private communication, such as meetings, phone calls, text messages, or emails with any developer, company, landowner, or representative regarding any current or potential project that could affect Tyrone Township? Crystal Beth.
No.
Dean?
No.
Jennifer? I can ask you whatever I want. Don't tell me what I can say. But you're communicating with me, Jennifer. I didn't think you were supposed to do that. Yes or no?
Not close. You've already discussed this. So
Who's already discussed it? I'm sorry? Who's already discussed it? Who has? Who's discussed it? I've not discussed this with you. What are you saying?
They're trying to end the meeting.
Yes.
Mhm.
It's crazy. So yeah,
They're
what's
just not
happening,
answering.
Yeah, they're not answering because they can't. They have signed an NDA. All these people. She's asking him, raise your hand if you've signed an NDA, and none of them raised their hand, or if you've not signed an NDA. It is absolutely insane. It's insane that public officials are literally, in this case, I mean, we know it, we talk about it all the time, beholden to corporate interests, but here they are literally signed away to corporate interests.
Yeah. Like, I mean, no shame. No
None.
shame. It's so obvious. If you can't just say no, like those first two men did, you're saying yes. You're saying, yes, I did, or it's complicated. I don't want to talk about it, right? Like, oh, are you married? Oh, it's complicated. Well, okay.
Crazy.
You just gave me the answer I needed.
Absolutely
So,
crazy.
These people, like, seriously. And, you know, Michigan is not doing good for the Republicans right now.
No,
Not at all.
Abdul El Sayed is surging in the polls. I think this wave, this progressive wave, you know, as much as that's another story about the Platner thing, is like the establishment media, establishment Dems, of course, the Republicans are all trying to say, well, now it's over. This is sinking the entire movement. And I think it's a testament to where the movement is now that it's not. I think it actually would be a bigger win if the progressives are able to, that base in Maine is able to pivot to a different candidate. Troy Jackson right now, I think, is the favorite to take that spot.
Yeah.
And then actually beat Susan Collins, because then you can attack a candidate the week before the election and still not win, because these policies, it's the platform over Platner. It's us, not me. That's what it's about. And they're terrified. Both parties are terrified of it, and good. They should be, because we're coming for you. We're coming for your seats. Yeah. And we're not going to tolerate this shit anymore.
I want to show you this video. I don't know if you caught it. I shared it on Twitter, but I don't know if you saw it.
Let me see.
So there's a progressive commentator. His name is Marshawn Camise. And he went and spoke, I believe this is in Florida. And he spoke before, I don't know if this was a congressional panel. I honestly don't know, but this is a U.S. congressman that he's speaking with. And apparently it's all Republicans. I mean, it's Florida. So, you know, with the gerrymandering. Yeah. But he goes off on them, recites so many things about what they're allowing Donald Trump to get away with. No script in front of him. Like, this guy is just like an encyclopedia in his brain of all of Donald Trump's lies and illegal activity. So check this out.
Should mention me. Your hat says Trump was wrong about everything. It should say you are wrong about everything.
That's adorable.
All right. The board is clear. The board is clear.
Burned. Pam Bondi wrote that for you?
The state of Louisiana in 2025 deported multiple children, one of whom was born in New Orleans and had brain cancer. Donald Trump got the pro-life, Bible-thumping Republican Party to say, yes, we want more of that. As a matter of fact, send Gregory Bovino down here to harass more people. So I have no doubt in my mind that the map's going to pass. If y'all can give us less than 0 seats, you would do it. Y'all do this under the orders of somebody that said the Civil Rights Act was harmful to white people, that it caused reverse racism. RFK said that black children are overfilled on antidepressants and that they need to be reparented on different farms, all of them. Pete Hegseth constantly brings Doug Wilson to the Pentagon to give a prayer service. Doug Wilson is the same pastor that said that slave owners were on strong spiritual ground. I don't have no belief and no morality on anybody that followed Donald Trump. If you wasn't with this map, you wouldn't be underneath this president. You wouldn't be in your party. You would stand up, you would stand against it, you would speak out about it. So as far as I'm concerned, if you here as one of these Trump Republicans, you already showed us who you are. You showed us what you want to do. And I believe the country as a whole is rebuking your party. Y'all are in a death spiral. That's why y'all have to redistrict. That's why y'all have to cheat. That's why Trump got to go to Texas and say he entitled to 5 more seats. It's because y'all know what y'all doing is abhorrent. We letting our people die in Iran based on false pretense that Tulsi Gabbard and Joe Kent say it ain't real. Y'all okay with all that. So I'm positive y'all gonna be okay with the maps. But the beautiful thing is, the children that y'all have made and the people that's younger than y'all don't support none of this racism that y'all want. The MAGA party is the last breath of the Confederacy, and I'll be happy to see millennials and Gen Z bury y'all. There will be no more of your party. The midterms gonna come, y'all gonna get wiped out. Trump gonna get dragged out of the White House, and I'm gonna love every second of it. Because y'all loved every second of the suffering that he caused to everybody in this country. And worldwide, we starve in Cuba. We bomb Nigeria. We holding Zimbabwe and Zambia hostage for their minerals. We don't want to give them aid support. The pro-lifers that say all life is special, y'all letting kids die of AIDS.
Yep.
What part of your Bible say that? Point out the scripture. I think everybody would love to see it. And we would love to see y'all in the midterms. Just to address some of the things said by Jay Morrison, he was up here, which I thought was pretty much hilarious. He said Mike Johnson is popular. Mike Johnson has negative 7% in polls. He said he wants to spread more of the conservative ideology. I think that's a uniquely bad idea that virtually everybody in America agrees on. The conservatism that y'all have spread through Louisiana has led to the highest rate of people leaving the state that y'all have been running. When you look at what's going on underneath the Donald Trump presidency, we have the highest amount of people that want to leave America. We have the least popular presidential campaign ever ran in the history of polling. If we have more conservatism, what comes with that? Less education, more dumb people. The worst education in our country comes from Republican states. More dead babies in the hospital. The worst infant mortality comes from red states. More mothers dying giving birth. The worst maternal mortality comes from red states. The most war, sending our people to die in places for no reason, comes from Republican presidents. The worst recessions, 10 out of the last 11 recessions have been started underneath people who think like you, who think like Jay Morris, who think like Donald Trump. This is pitiful. It's a reason why y'all movement is this unpopular, and it's a reason why y'all have to cheat to have any chance of winning. And what's beautiful is the midterms gonna come around and you still gonna get wiped out.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was yeah, I could listen to that for another hour. That was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, so I take that back. So he was in Louisiana, and this is about the maps being redrawn, and that was a state senator. That was a Trump humper state senator that made that first comment. Oh, I think, Donald Trump is right about everything. You were wrong about everything. It's like, oh, what? Really? That's
And
the
the
best
laugh.
you've got. That really, Donald Trump is right about everything, and this guy is wrong. Is that why our country is spiraling the drain right now?
Mhm.
Is that why we're back in war with?
I will
And
say,
I'm sure you heard Donald Trump announce today.
oh yeah, we're back.
It's done. Iran agreement done. It's over.
No, we're going
Which
back
we
to
all
Iran.
knew was a joke to begin with.
Oh yeah, the MOU is not even a deal. It's just like
Yeah.
it's a memo of understanding.
Yeah. And he hands them, lifts the sanctions, handing them money before any agreement. It's like, oh my God.
So stupid.
Like he talked
Art of
about,
the deal, folks. Art of the deal.
Obama's deal. It's like, okay, Trump, you just bent over and grabbed your ankles for Iran.
Yeah.
and you know what? He should. It's the best he's going to get. Like, there's no way out of this other than that. So
it's disgusting. And I will say, like, that first part of that clip was very instructive. Him throwing out that state senator, throwing out what he thought was like a witty retort. You're not right about anything. And then the black guy just laughing in his face.
Yeah.
Laughing in his face, throwing out actual clever retorts, and people laughing behind him. That right there, that is how you get Stephen Miller. That is how you get Tucker Carlson. That is how you get J.D. Vance. They got laughed at some point by someone of color, and it has colored their entire ideology going forward. They want to, if a black person laughs at them, they want to be able to shoot them in the face.
Yeah.
That's what the ideology is.
A person of color or multiple people of color at some point gave Stephen Miller a wedgie and shoved him into a locker
or
a
woman
can.
rejecting them.
And that's where this is all coming from.
Yeah. Or
it's either that or
them.
he's angry because he's afraid to come out of the closet. One or the other.
Could be. Especially for a couch fucker Vance.
Those are the usual things. That's like typically what we see.
Yeah. I just think like that it's instructive of how they're not about policy. Their policy stems from their feelings. The party of facts over feelings, Ben Shapiro, it's really just about their feelings. And then they will build facts.
Alex, it's only women who are emotional. How can these men be governing from their emotions when we're always told like it's only women?
I don't know.
I'm such a mystery.
We got to get RFK on that because he's the science guy. He's the guy who knows about biology and health. Oh my God.
Yeah.
No, it's ridiculous.
I have another humiliating video for Trump and his administration. I don't know if you saw this, but you've heard of the group called Leaving MAGA?
No. What is this?
Okay. Actually, before I share this video and get into the details, I want to welcome anybody who's just joined us. This is Raw News and Politics and the Devil's Advocate Productions. I am Gina Bonanno of Raw News and Politics. This is Alex of Devil's Advocate Productions. You can find us both on YouTube and pretty much everywhere else that you might be online. But
YouTube, Twitter, Blue Sky.
Friday live streams. This is Ant Flow Friday, where we just let it flow. We rage and rag and just let it free flow. So anyway, so Leaving MAGA is a group that was created by a guy named Rich Logis. He was on my show, I want to say 2 years ago or so, maybe not that long ago. Anyway, he had like the typical story. He was a right-wing podcaster, MAGA podcaster, was voted for Trump, I believe, all 3 times, if I'm not mistaken, maybe twice at least. And he was fully steeped in the MAGA culture. He watched nothing but Fear News Network. So he was like, drinking the Kool-Aid, buying into all of it, never watched any news outside of the MAGA media bubble. And then he had this epiphany, started changing his mind after January 6th. Oh, yeah. So he didn't vote all 3 times. Actually, he spoke at the DNC, at the Democratic National Convention, for Kamala Harris.
Okay.
And told his story. So, but he was on my show, I would say 6 months or a year before that.
Okay.
Don't even remember how I found him. I think I found him on Twitter and reached out. But anyway, he's part of Midas Touch Network now. And he, has this website. He tries to help get people out of MAGA, has resources available for them and stuff. It's kind of, it's literally like deprogramming cult members.
Yeah. And that's good work.
It's what it is, right?
That is good work.
So anyway, there were a bunch of them that were on MS Now the other day and kind of telling their stories. And so I wanted to play this because I think it's really instructive, especially one woman you're going to hear from that they're not getting, like, we all look at it and get so frustrated and go, but how can you still vote for this man? How can you still support this man when XYZ? But they don't even know about XYZ. You know what I mean? Like they've never even heard of any of it. So, and major things. So check this out.
Poor. So a lot of my friends' parents would be responsible for helping me get to prom or making sure I had, new shoes for school. And they were all MAGA. And it was very much this constant conversation of, if you want to have nice things, be a Republican.
I really wanted acceptance with my father, and my father was very much into Fox News, so that was something that we would connect on.
I became heavily indoctrinated into trad wife culture. We were all absolutely fine with household voting. And that
Wait, so just to clarify, for people who don't know, household voting means the woman does not vote.
So the SAVE Act, in essence, is to take that right away from women.
In 2015 and 16, I felt that the two parties were the same. And even though Trump ran as a Republican, I was very enticed by his outsider status.
When you heard Trump claim that the election had been stolen, were any of you like, yeah, they stole this election, Trump won?
Yeah. I did believe that the election was stolen. I believe that the riots were actually, those were patriots. Until I actually switched off Fox News and started getting my news from other places, my information, that's when it finally hit.
I met my now husband in 2021, and they made me watch a documentary on January 6th, and I didn't even know what happened on January 6th prior to the PBS documentary. And I looked at him and I said, Scott, did that really happen? And he was like, where have you been?
It's not easy to believe something firmly and then come to the conclusion that you've been wrong for many years. Was that hard for you?
Yes, yeah. That was something that I just couldn't square because I couldn't be wrong because I consider myself intelligent.
Hearing you guys talk about MAGA and about supporting Trump, it sounds like you're talking often about like a cult that's damaging.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. When I left MAGA, like I said, I kicked the door open and jumped through. I had a heart full of hate, so I would just go on the offensive and attack anybody and everybody that still supported it. And I've learned over time that that's not going to change anybody. In fact, it's going to push people over. So I've learned to be that empathy, that voice of concern, that caring voice. You can do this. I did it.
Yeah.
So, like I said, and that's not the first person that I have heard who did not even know that January 6th was a thing.
Yeah.
I
They
think
thought it was just a
Jordan
protest.
Klepper.
Or something.
What was that?
They thought it was just like a protest, if
No,
anything.
like they hadn't even heard about it.
Oh, wow.
Like she had never even heard about it.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy. was like
Jordan
9/11.
Klepper was out at a MAGA rally one time. This was, I want to say, yeah, it had to have been during the 2024 campaign. And he was interviewing these two young girls. You could tell they were, maybe like early to mid 20s. And neither one of them knew, like he said to them, did you have any issue with what happened on January 6th? And they both looked at him with these blank stares. And he's like, the Capitol attack, and they're just like shaking their head, and they're like, we don't know what you're talking about. And
That's
he's like,
crazy.
so when I say to you January 6th, you think, and they both go, nothing, like a date?
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
these people, there are some people, not obviously everybody who's part of MAGA, but there are some people in MAGA who have never, ever heard about it.
Who are really just that insulated where they're
Yeah.
watching, like, because
Like, I
I'm
mean-
thinking, like, even, you know, at the time, like Charlie Kirk bust people, Turning Points bust people to January 6th. So
Mhm.
even I'm thinking, like, if you're MAGA and you're only watching Breitbart, Turning Points, Ben Shapiro, whatever, they're still mentioning it and talking about it and downplaying it. They're doing damage control, so you would have heard of it. That's wild that some people have just never even heard of it at all.
You'd be surprised how many people that I've heard in focus groups who say, yeah, I don't watch the news.
Oh yeah.
I don't, like, they don't listen to podcasts, or if they do, it's like, you know, true crime
Yeah.
or, you know, finance, you know, investment advice. Like, there's so many people who just either don't have time, or
Mhm.
when they do have some free time, it's like they just want to check out.
Yeah.
And I will say, I get it. You know, I mean, I've talked about this before on my show that, like, when I was a single mom, I had 2 jobs, you know, so it was like,
Yeah.
when are you going to fit it in? And it's like, you don't have the mental capacity at some point. You're just like, you're fried. You're going to work, you're busting your ass, you're coming home, taking care of a kid. You got to give him a bath, you got to feed him, you got to clean the kitchen up, you got to, you know, I mean, you're just spent.
Yeah.
And so it's like the
And
last
again-
thing you want to do is think
Yeah.
about what else is going on in the world, because you're so busy trying to just figure out how to keep your head above water. You know?
Yeah, and there's absolutely people, like, that's a good point. And I think it shouldn't be lost on commentators, and it's a good thing to keep in mind that there are a lot of people who just don't pay attention, who, like, maybe they watch the news in the evening, like their evening 30-minute, hour-long local news program, and that's it. And that's it. Or if that, or
Yeah.
they just hear about maybe something on social media or whatever, and or from a friend, and aren't really watching the moment to moment developments
Right.
of some of the crazier stuff that's happening. But again, like January 6th, that was like 9/11. Like, I don't understand how someone couldn't have heard of it. And I like this dude. I think it's a good project, is trying to get people out. It is like cult deprogramming, and this needs to happen. It does.
Yeah, and that was actually him in that clip. I forgot to tell you. He
with the
was the guy
glasses.
sitting in the back, yeah, with the glasses on.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that was Rich Logis.
Yeah, I mean, and that's really good work to do. I think, not to belabor the point of Platner, but I think a lot of the criticism coming from folks of color, or just anyone who was right early and saw it coming, is basically like the project of leftism shouldn't just be, let's get these people out of this cult, because we're leave that to the MSNBC, leave that to the people like this guy who's made his project. But our goal as lefties is to gain power and get the policies that we need in place, the policies that will help the most marginalized, which then will again trickle up and help everybody else. And which would, people made the case, if you have material benefits for people, that they're not worried, how am I going to pay for this? I didn't get this job. It probably went to an immigrant, whatever. If there's jobs aplenty and things are affordable and people have time to go on vacations, there are third spaces. So you can go out and do things and congregate in real life instead of congregating on the internet and your phone in these silos that are just echo chambers and bubbles. And people will be less ready to act on maybe their implicit biases and vote on those things, because they're satisfied for the most part. It's not a fix all, but it is a big balm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like I kind of liken how MAGA kind of fell into this trap with Trump and, are willing to stick with him, ride or die, like literally,
Yeah.
willing to die for him. It kind of reminds me of the way, like when you have especially young women who are more susceptible to it, like if you come from a broken home or you don't have a dad that's really involved in your life, like you're seeking out that male attention, and then you're more likely to get involved with someone who is abusive or who, is just not good for you. And it's like, and the more people tell you, oh, he's bad news, he's a bad boy, he's not good, they're like, no, I'm going to stick with him more. It's like, so.
Yeah. I mean, I think too, Ashley St. Clair, who left the MAGA movement. She was 19 years old when she was recruited by Turning Points and had a baby with Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't be more in than that. And she's out here trying to do good and trying to expose that, expose MAGA, expose the right wing. And, again, keep her at arm's length. Like, we trust you for now, but, your judgment was clearly impaired. But, she was groomed. I would count that as grooming. You're 19 years old. There's a lot of older men telling you, hey, you're right. Yeah, no, trans people are weird. Come over here. Why don't you write a children's book about trans people? And we'll platform you and make you rich. And, that is appealing to a lot of young people. You see that now with the claviculars and the kick streamers, the Chud the Builders walking around saying the N-word, because that's profitable. It's profitable in America to say the N-word in front of black people on camera. And he's finding out now, and I'm glad about that. But people will fill the void.
I think it's very telling that there is so much money funneled to the right-wing podcasters. Like if you are on the right, if you are MAGA and you're a podcaster, you are making bank. Like you are getting so much money from special interest, from, billionaires behind the scenes. That should tell their audience something. Like it's not the same on the left. Like, we're not, because we're not in with the billionaires. They don't like our policies. They especially don't like progressive policies. So that ought to tell their audience, like, hey, why are so many deep pockets willing to fund Ben Shapiro? And, what was that group that Tim Pool and Benny Johnson and a bunch of them? Remember they were getting
Russian money.
Funneled through a different company, and they're like, oh, we had no idea.
I mean, it's they'll point to George Soros, right? They'll say, well, George Soros funds everybody on the left. They go, okay,
I wish
I'm waiting for my George Soros check. Please, sir, can I have some more? Can I have anything at all?
I know.
That's one guy. That's one guy that they could point to, where we can point to several billionaires, corporations, organizations, lobbying groups. If it was profitable, to be a leftist streamer, I wouldn't still be living with other people in my house. I would have my own apartment. I would like my own apartment, please. I have a Cash App, folks. But I don't
have Patreon set up and ask.
But you do have super
people
chat
to help
so
me with donations because I got George Soros money coming in. If only, Jesus.
But I think it should be instructive to that audience that they are working for bosses, and I think that's maybe an easier rhetorical attack line. They're working for your boss. Do you like your boss? Do you think you get paid fairly? Do you think maybe your boss could pay you a little more and not get a new Camaro for themselves or a new suit for themselves? If you think that way, vote for these socialist candidates, because whatever you think, and you don't even have to call them socialists. Just these candidates with these policies, because those candidates with those policies keep making your bosses richer. Do you want to keep making your bosses richer? Why do you want to suck your boss's boots?
Yeah. Yep. So let's see. I want to see what else we had to get to today. So Mitch McConnell, should we talk about that?
Yeah, but before we do, I just want to shout out the chat. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Love y'all. Bruh, Nadine, Etch, Captain Homer, Captain Howdy, a lot of captains, Eager HG. Just want to shout out, thank you for coming here on Friday. It's a new show. This is week 3 of doing this. We're going to be doing this every Friday. I believe next week it might just be me solo. So
yeah, I will be off next
hold on
Friday,
to your hats,
guys.
And yeah, we are also both hosts on Leftist Working Class Network, This Space. That is how we met. I will put the link in the chat. There are tons of other hosts. It is live Monday through Thursdays. And we are already talking about having a roundtable show on Thursday nights. We're going to have guests from there come on here on this channel. So there's lots of stuff happening, folks. Thank you all for watching. Take us away about Mitch McConnell. Because I just talked to my friend Mitch McConnell, and he was in good spirits.
Yeah.
And he was telling me about the new Star Fox game that I am also enjoying very much.
Like I said, he wants me to have his fortune. That is what he said.
You heard it here.
I stand by that. And unless he can come on TV and say that that's not true,
it's her word against his. And his word, we can't hear his word right now.
That's right. I mean, if Mitch wants to say that Gina is not entitled to my money, he can, but
I don't see him coming out here. Why isn't he refuting these charges?
He has not. Yep. See, he has not refuted anything I've said. So. All right. So as everybody I'm sure knows, Mitch McConnell, we now know for sure he had a heart attack in his home. According to audio that's been released, the EMTs had to go in, give him CPR. They were saying that, they believed it was a heart attack. There is now video, or at least pictures, I think, that just came out today of him being taken away on a stretcher. Oddly, his loving wife, took off to China like a day or two after he was hospitalized.
That's not suspicious at all.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, doesn't every wife do that? So very, very strange. And then now all these, once it has started to hit a fever pitch in the media, a bunch of Republicans started coming out all on the same day, like all within minutes of each other. So it's kind of like that whole thing that Ashley St. Clair talks about, how there's these right-wing groups that put out the talking points and then they all get on the same page. It's obvious that that's what went down. Because you had Scott Jennings. I'll bring up his. Let me put this up for you guys so you can see. I mean, total joke.
Yeah. And he came out of nowhere. Like, Scott Jennings for a second. The first time I'd seen him is like this new regime at CNN, and he's been on so much, but like, where did he come from before that?
Yeah, I don't actually remember what he was doing.
And he's so smug,
I want to say I heard that he was just like your standard issue Republican.
Yeah.
Who was kind of
anti-Trump, like a radio show or something.
He realized, that's the way I can get elected, is to pretend that I'm a Trump supporter.
Yeah.
So anyway, as you guys can see here, he said, I spoke to my old friend Mitch McConnell this morning, the senior senator from Kentucky. He's still recovering in the hospital. We talked for just shy of 20 minutes about Iran, Ukraine, the unfolding situation in Maine, my visit to the TR Presidential Library, and even a little bit of Senate history. I told him we want to see him back at work as soon as possible. Okay, first of all, why, if you're calling like, I don't know if you know this, Alex, but Scott Jennings has talked about how Mitch McConnell is like his hero. That Mitch McConnell was basically like took him under his wing and was his mentor. So you're
Really?
telling me your mentor, the guy that you put on a pedestal, who you think of as, you know, making you who you are and you know, bringing you into being as a Republican, you spent 20 minutes talking about all of this shit after the guy just had a near fatal heart attack and had to be taken away on a stretcher?
Yeah,
like,
that's crazy.
Is that what you would bring up to your good dear friend?
Oh, yeah.
While he's lying in a
Yeah,
hospital
no.
bed?
When I go see
What do
my
you think
friend,
about what's going on with Graham Platner and Mandy?
yeah, that was that one really. Like Iran and Ukraine, I can kind of even then I wouldn't be talking about like politics with my friend.
Yeah. Like you would be
But, like,
spending your
Maine.
20 minutes, less than just shy of 20 minutes, saying, "How are you? Are you know what are the doctors saying? What is the prognosis? Like, you know, why is your wife in China?"
Yeah,
like
she's visiting family. Is she preparing a grave site for y'all? The family grave site is in China. What's going on? Scott Jennings
seriously.
is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous. The unfolding situation in Maine, like,
Yeah.
that was just, you put Maine in there because you knew the word was trending. Like, that's
Exactly.
why you did that. on
Probably,
Twitter.
yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. So I actually commented back to Scott and I said, "Scott, is Mitch in the room with you now? Can you see him right now?"
You could see the GIF in the replies under there of the Ouija board. Is that how
Yeah.
you spoke to him, with a Ouija board
Yeah,
on the other
yeah.
side? Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I also saw in the comments, bruh 212 said, it's always sad when a turtle dies of young age. Also,
Yeah. I don't think it was a heart attack. I think he was stuck on his back. And nobody was there.
Nobody was there to flip him
Elaine
over.
Chao was already on a flight to China, so she wasn't there to tip him back over. Set him straight.
Eager HK mentions that brain death occurs around 4 minutes. If they're giving him CPR, like, he's definitely brain dead. And in Kentucky, that counts as dead. So again, this proof of life. Also, he said, I don't know if you've heard of this, Gina, but Hassan Piker was on stream joking about this, saying that like him and Mitch McConnell are in a secret relationship together. And then the Atlantic reported on that.
Did they really?
They actually wrote an article on it. So then he was like, yeah, I'm cracking that shell every night. Like,
I did
just
hear
ridiculous.
that he said that, I just spoke with my good friend Mitch McConnell and we had phone sex.
Yeah, that's what they reported on. It is a weird state in our country, in our world, in our politics, that someone talking into a camera on the internet is getting articles written about their jokes.
I know.
Just remember, folks,
Yeah.
journalism is
MJ Daniel said, "I flipped over and I got it." That's exactly what it is.
life alert. Hit the life alert button.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh, Mitch.
Oh,
I mean,
my
I will
God.
say, Mitch is maybe one of the most successful politicians of my lifetime in terms of getting what he wanted to get done.
Yeah.
Like, he got 3 Supreme Court justices.
Yeah, when you
that
have
is-
no morals, no
Yeah.
scruples. And this is what I mean. This is like going back to the whole Emma Vigeland thing of like, when you have evil in your heart, when you are a manipulative, self-centered SOB as he is, you know, yeah, you're not going to give a damn. You're going to do whatever you need to do. So character does matter.
Character definitely
I noticed
matters.
you sent me a link for Rep. Jack Kimball.
Okay, so Rep. Jack Kimball is a parody account.
Yeah, I didn't know if you knew that.
Yes.
So I didn't know if you wanted me to show it.
I just thought it was a funny. People are taking this and memeing it to death, and I thought this was just a good one.
Yeah, let me bring it up. It was pretty good. And what's so funny is you see people in the comments that still don't know that this is a parody account.
Yeah.
And they're like, what do you know? You're an idiot. So yeah, he said, for anybody who can't make it out, can you guys see it?
It's not up yet.
Okay. Don't know why that's not. There it goes.
There we go.
So he says, I spoke to my old friend Mitch McConnell this morning, the senior senator from Kentucky. He's still recovering in the hospital. We talked for just shy of 45 minutes. He's so sharp. Just like always, he let me do all the talking. He's a great listener. After that, we prayed silently for a while and had a staring contest. Just like always, he beat me. I told him we want to see him back at work as soon as possible.
That's so funny.
Oh my
I
God.
love that everything that he's saying is that it's silent. We had a staring contest. We prayed silently. We did charades.
But yeah, there were a bunch of these. And I was like, okay, well, I want to know from these people, like, when was your call? And when was your call? Because they all seem to take place on the same day. So were you on a conference call with him? Or were you like back-to-back calls?
Oh,
like,
he was
get a
packed with meetings
timeline
that
of when
day.
you all had these fake conversations with Mitch McConnell? And here's the thing, we all know what's going down with this, because he has until, I forget the date, but it's sometime in August to have Mitch McConnell removed from the ballot. Or excuse me, to what is it? Because he's already saying he's not running again.
Yeah, so I'm looking at Adam Cochran, who's
to have him replaced, right?
Policy consultant. Yeah, a lot of people are asking, why hide McConnell's state? Not like a Dem would win the special election, right? If McConnell vacated before August 3rd cutoff, it'd be a special election, and anyone can register as an independent, including Thomas Massey. Which would split the Republican vote, giving him or maybe even the Dem a chance at the plurality. But if McConnell's seat is not vacated before the 3rd by legally stepping down or a signed death certificate, then it's too close to the next election, and rules prevent a special election, which bars any new registrations at this point. With McConnell's wife having traveled to China after he was hospitalized, the next of kin isn't available to sign off, and so the bar for ending life support is extremely high. Would require full brainstem death, which is not present in some patients who are never coming back. So all they have to do is drag their feet until August 3rd, then tell you that he didn't make it, and in turn block Massey from disrupting an otherwise safe Republican seat, just like that fucking old turtle would have wanted. And yeah, this is the way that Mitch would want to go out. Using his corpse for some procedural holdup to fuck over democracy even more. This truly is him going out the way he would have wanted.
Yeah. And the thing is, Massey would only serve through the end of McConnell's term, which means through January. And then, the next election would take place.
Yeah. But him being in that seat would make him an incumbent, which would make him more likely to win an election.
Right.
That's what even people are talking about with like, if Trump doesn't make it and it's JD Vance, that's the only way he wins 2028 is if he's president, because then people, it's the continuity of leadership and we want to maintain, that kind of bullshit.
Yeah, and that is really turning out to be the only way he's going to win, because he is just not that popular. Although I did hear that he was doing his exploratory thing for a run in 2028, meaning JD Vance. And then there were rumors going around saying that he was thinking, I'm not gonna have a chance of winning because of the Iran war and inflation and everything. I mean, yeah, it's kind of hard to extricate yourself from Donald Trump's policies, which you right now are obligated to go out and promote and get behind. It's the same catch-22 that Kamala Harris was in with Joe Biden. Right. Even if there were things that she disagreed with him on, she couldn't do it publicly.
Right. And I think they're learning from that, frankly, because she didn't even really try to put any kind of distance between her and Biden.
Yeah, no. I mean, when she was asked, would you do anything different? She said no.
Right. So, which is like, oh my God,
she
girl.
screwed herself, I think, with that one statement.
Yeah. And JD is learning.
Anybody who had any inkling that, maybe she'll be a little bit better on certain things, like they were like, okay, nope.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there was this rumor going around that JD saw the writing on the wall. He wasn't going to run. Well, now I just read yesterday that it's Rubio who is saying, I'm not going to run, so that JD can pick up the mantle and run with it. Which personally, I think is better, because somehow neocon, warmonger, establishment hack Marco Rubio has somehow managed to completely convince, brainwash MAGA that he is an outsider, that he's some great guy, that he's going to be anti-establishment and do his own thing, and like he's the heir apparent. Like, I don't get it.
It's wild. I mean, JD is doing this calculation of, yes, promoting everything Trump's doing, but trying to do it in the button-up suit kind of way that they like, you know, the Paul Ryan, Mitt Romney kind of way. And he's also carefully trying to distance himself, or at least put blame on Israel and Netanyahu, to lean into the anti-Semitic faction of the Republican Party, which is like now aligned with Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. Like, he wants that group, I think, and maybe they know that like that group is pretty big, or because I couldn't judge how big of a faction people like Tucker Carlson control versus, you know, the rest of the Republicans.
Yeah, I don't think it's that many, but I think that there is a large cohort of the America First wing of Donald Trump's 2024 coalition that would go along with JD Vance, because, you know, he has been making negative comments more recently about Israel. He has been, you know, making it out like he is still the more populist candidate in the mix. And he definitely is, compared to Marco Rubio, but, you know, he proved with this whole thing, you know, going along with the war and getting in bed with Donald Trump, that, you know, he is willing to fall in line. He is willing to go along to get along, and just
all you need is the clip of him
power.
saying Trump is America's Hitler, like in 2020, and then, hey, you're the vice president now for America's Hitler.
And then today, actually, just before I jumped on, I saw an article. I want to say it was he's bragging. You know, JD is out there bragging about, oh, I'm the populist one. I'm for the little guy. I'm the average Joe. But then he's out there boasting, I think it was on a podcast, about how he's buying or looking at buying I can't remember if it was $6 million or $16 million home and property from some tech bro. And I'm like, really? Really, you know, Mr. Populist? Okay.
The tech bro thing is interesting because they made him. He is the tech bro candidate. Straight up out of nowhere.
Yeah, Peter Thiel is his, you know, his little sugar daddy.
Peter Thiel's a sugar daddy. I saw him on a podcast a couple of weeks. I talked about it over on this space. There's a clip of me talking about like Tucker Carlson, JD Vance, Chud the Builder. They're all the same guy. Don't be fooled. JD Vance was on a podcast talking about, oh, surveillance. I'm worried about surveillance too, and this and that. And it's like you're working for the guy who owns Palantir.
Yeah.
And he even mentions Palantir and kind of like throws it under the bus a little bit. Just like we saw Haley Stevens in the debate with Abdul saying, well, Netanyahu was on CNN criticizing me. He doesn't like me. It's kayfabe, which is, if you don't know, folks watching, kayfabe is like the play acting that wrestlers do. Like, oh, we really hate each other, but they're coworkers and they like each other.
Yeah.
This is the same thing. They are trying to make it, JD is trying to make it seem like you're saying, he's a populist. I care about the worries of the little people, the data centers, the surveillance, and I don't like Israel either, and I'm kind of souring on that, and all these things. And I'm telling you, he's lying. He's lying. They're all lying. That's what they do. exactly what Etch said. Peter built JD Vance. He owes him everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because JD didn't originally start, like I said, he called Trump America's Hitler. He didn't even start out as like right wing necessarily.
Yeah.
He was liberal-ish, or at least coded that way when he wrote the book Hillbilly Elegy, because then it got turned into a movie, won some Oscars, or at least was nominated for Oscars. Like, he wanted to be in that world where I'm making movies, I'm writing books, I'm going on The View and telling people how people could end up voting for Trump and voting this way, and actually maybe listen to me, and just like another Dem establishment kind of guy.
Yeah.
But it didn't work out. You weren't that good at writing books. Nobody really cared that much about that movie, and so you pivoted.
Yeah.
You
And
pivoted.
I have to say, the feedback on him in focus groups is brutal.
Oh, yeah. Is it?
Especially from women. Like, men are like, yeah, he's not my favorite, but he'd still get my vote. Women, right and left.
Really?
Not all on the right, but many are like, he's just kind of weird. He's kind of creepy. There's something about him that's off-putting. Like, women do not like him at all.
I mean, I think one of the most important, one of the most effective moments of that Kamala campaign that was doomed from the start was picking Tim Walz, and Tim Walz just being like, he's weird.
Yeah.
He's weird. And just that line of, they're all weird. They're all like, they care too much about what goes on in your bedroom. They care too much about what you're doing in your private life. They're actually invading your privacy. These people who talk about free speech and don't tread on me all the time, they're the ones invading. And that was good. That was working. And then the Dem consultants said, no, don't disagree with them too much. It all blew up. But that line of attack is still effective. And we need to bring that back and use it and reclaim that for us, because it works.
Yeah.
It really does work.
And the thing is that it's true.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it's not, it's not like the whole them trying to paint, Tallarico as trans or gay or, just making shit up using all the buzzwords. Like, it's real. Like, they
it's
are
real,
weird people.
And like you're saying, it's nonpartisan. It's not even like a partisan attack. It's just like, as a human being, don't you find these other humans kind of weird and off-putting?
Yeah, it's just objectively true.
And that hits people because it is objectively true.
Yeah.
They're fucking weird, man.
Yeah.
They're fucking weird. I mean, think too, there was a clip of him going into like a donut shop on the campaign trail that was supposed to be like, I'm just stopping here for some donuts and we're getting a little photo op, and he just couldn't make small talk.
Awkward. He was so freaking awkward. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hello, human. How are you?
Yeah.
What
How long has
donuts
this
do you
establishment been
like?
around?
He's just bizarre.
It was
He just
so
really
weird.
is bizarre. I want to touch on something, talking about how, they're just so weird, but also what they're doing, because I see people in the comment section, oh, Democrats are done. You obviously have not checked any polls. I look at every single one. Not just the cherry-picked ones. You obviously don't watch focus groups or listen to focus groups. I listen to a shit ton of them. So yeah, if this is a legitimate election and Donald Trump doesn't pull any shit, Republicans are going to get wiped the fuck out in the midterms. It is going to be ugly. In fact, they just had I don't know if you heard about this, Alex, they just had a meeting in the Senate, and they were given some information about the midterms, and a reporter said that the senators came out of that meeting visibly shaken. That was the term they used. Like, they are wetting themselves.
Yeah.
They're freaking out.
This is why Trump is out there going like, I'm not doing anything until you pass that SAVE Act. Because it's the act to rig elections.
Yeah, it's the only way he can win it.
It's the only way they can win. They're not popular.
And what ICE just did, which we started off the show with this latest murder of a man, what looks like a cold-blooded murder of a Hispanic man down in Texas, they just screwed Ken Paxton with that, because Texas Hispanics were already, like a huge chunk of them were already saying in polls, and Texas specific polls and Texas Hispanic polls, there's a Unidos, I think it's called. I forget the name of the group. They do polling in Texas and of Hispanic voters in particular, and they are done with Trump. And a lot of it has to do with the economy, but then a huge chunk of it has to do with them and with, a lot of it has to do with not just their own safety, but the safety of other Hispanic people in the area and everything that's been going on with ICE.
Yeah.
So like a large chunk of them have said, I regret my vote. Even if they're not going to come back to Democrats, a large, I think it was a majority, if not a plurality, said, I might vote Democrats. I might just sit it out.
Yeah, because I mean, again, at the end of the day, the people who are comfortable, the people who are true believers, and they'll die for Trump, like you said. Then there's the people who genuinely thought that the Republicans cared about them, were going to help them, and shoot they're racist. No, they're not, because I'm Hispanic and I'm here, and all that.
Yeah,
they are seeing. They're getting harassed by ICE. They're getting harassed by cops. Like,
they're getting racially profiled.
Their
just because
gas
of the color
prices
of their
go
skin.
up. Yeah, like you can tell people it's not happening all you want, but when they go to the store and they can't afford groceries, when they go to the gas station, they can't afford gas, when they see troops walking around in their fucking neighborhoods, snatching up their neighbors, then they get worried and they may be like, okay, maybe I need to wake up and like stop watching whatever I'm watching, or at the very least, there's a disconnect between what I'm watching and what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing in my reality.
Well, and
that's
a lot of
enough to
them,
like snap somebody out of it, maybe.
a lot of them are watching people like Joe Rogan and Andrew Schulz and Tim Dillon, and they're hearing them going, this is not America. This is like masked men just snatching people off the streets. When you have someone as powerful on the right as Joe Rogan telling his audience, like, this is just not, this is not going to fly. This is not acceptable. They're hearing that. So even if they're not hearing it from mainstream media or getting it from left-wing podcasts, they are hearing it and seeing it in their own communities. And anybody who thinks that, this is all liberal wish casting and you guys are full of shit and you can't trust polls. Okay. You don't have to believe us. I know what I know. I know that before the 2024 election, I told my audience the truth. I don't cherry pick polls. I don't cherry pick focus group comments. And I told my audience and pissed off a lot of my audience by saying that Donald Trump had a very good chance of winning in 2024. My audience was angry at me about that. And I was like, look, I'm going to tell you the truth, whether you like it or not. My job is to be honest with you and tell you what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing. And what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing is that there were a lot of people who had defected from Biden. A lot of people in the focus groups, especially, who were saying, this isn't it. I voted for him, but I'm done. I'm pissed off at him. I don't want Kamala. I don't trust her. Or I don't like her. Or I don't want the same policies again. It's just going to be another term of Biden. And people were going back to Donald Trump. And I said that. And the polling was too close to call. Anybody who says, oh, Kamala was up, the polls aren't right. No, she wasn't. There were some polls she was up in and some polls she was down in. It was a mix, and they all were within the margin of error. And that is exactly how the election came out. She lost by 1.5%. So actually the polls were very accurate. And a lot of the non-voters and independents and minorities broke for Donald Trump in just enough that it made the difference. And right now, I am seeing the complete and total opposite. So people on the right, MAGA, Kool-Aid cult, you don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe a goddamn word I'm saying. But if this is a legitimate election in November, you are in for the biggest wake-up call of your life. And don't come crying back that, oh, it's stolen and this is a fake election and the Democrats rigged it. You've got control of the presidency, the House and the Senate and the judiciary. So shut the fuck up about it being a stolen election. You could not possibly be in a better position to rig this election coming up.
Yeah. I mean, fingers crossed, knock on wood, always.
Yeah.
I really hope you're right.
I mean, he's trying. He's trying to mess with it.
I need this hope to keep me going. It's last week, I had an interview on Wednesday with Danielle Welch, who ran here in New York against Thomas Suozzi. Thomas Suozzi is one of the establishment Republicans who wrote the Promise to America memo saying, we promise as Democrats we're not going to change the status quo and we're going to be centrist as hell. And she was saying part of the reason she decided to run was urgency. She has a small child, and she wants that small child to grow up in a world that is not a 1,000-year Reich of fascism, and we need to fix it now. And I think people my age and younger are feel that sense of urgency. They see the generations before them going, oh my God, you guys were screwed by the financial crisis, you were screwed by the war in Iraq and Afghanistan, and the oil companies doing whatever they want, and all these companies consolidating and becoming monopolies, and Wall Street. You guys were screwed. I don't want to get screwed. I see it getting worse. We need to fucking fix it now. And our generation also don't have this weird attachment and fear of the words communism or socialism. So all the scare tactics that Fear News Network is doing, trying to say they're communists. Oh no, Red Scare, everybody, Red Scare. The Red Scare was 70 years ago. We're not that old. We don't remember. We don't have that ingrained
about
fear.
Last week, it's like the younger generation is looking around going, wait a minute, we've had capitalism.
Yeah.
This is all capitalism and my life is shit. So what, so you're telling me to
maybe
keep
I'll try
doing
something
the same
else.
thing I've been doing, and I'm going to get a different result. I mean, that's the definition of insanity.
Hey, Jinx. Yeah. So I again, fingers crossed, knock wood. I'm trusting you on the polling. Again, I do not have the attention span to be looking at all the polls. I play video games, movies, music, and TV. That's what I do on my channel, with a leftist perspective. And I appreciate, having this show with you where I can actually get some real data and real news, and get informed that way. So thank you very much, Gina, for doing this show with me. This is so fun every Friday. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. When we are after 2:00, so we're going to have to get going, but, anyway, yeah. Well, thank you everyone for watching, for checking in. Like Alex mentioned, next Friday, Alex will be here. I will be off. But yeah, you will be in good hands. I don't know if Alex is going to be bringing anybody with him, but possibly. And so you'll have
it'll just be me and you. We shall see.
Yeah.
But is there anything else that we didn't touch on from this week?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff, but
there's so much. There's so much news.
We went long on a couple of subjects, so we'll have to either save it for another day or
folks, again, follow Gina if you're not already following her. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me over on Devil's Advocate Productions on YouTube and Twitch. I stream on Twitch and YouTube sometimes, but on YouTube, I just made a reaction today, continuing my rap journey through Nas's albums. So I just did Nostradamus, his 4th album. I'm going to continue doing that. I have a review of the new Star Fox game up on my channel. I have a reaction last week. It was last week because it was Independence Day. The album from Brian Andrews, who the country artist who's making all the great protest music, put out a full album of all those songs called Independence Day. So go check that out, folks. And yeah, like this space, the Working Class Collective, that is live Mondays through Thursdays, that Gina and I are both hosts on. We are still going, and we are continuing to grow. And I just love that we can connect.
Yeah, that channel is This Space TV on YouTube. If you guys want to go check that out, of just a bunch of different progressive voices all coming together. My channel, of course, is Raw News and Politics. And then, as Alex said, his channel is Devil's Advocate Productions.
Yeah.
I know, it's a mouthful.
It's a mouthful. But you know what? When I was 19, I knew that this was going to be my brand. I didn't know how. I thought I was going to have a production house and be making movies and stuff, but it works just as well as a YouTube channel for right now, at least. And this was my way of copywriting it. I thought, you know what? If I get a tattoo, they can carbon date the ink, so no one else will be able to steal my logo or my. that was my idea. But yes, folks, look for the smiley face with the pentagram and the horns. That's me. And I'm on Twitter. I'm on Blue Sky as Devil's Advocate C. Also follow Gina over there, so you get updates on when she's putting out new videos and when we're going live. And yeah, folks, have a great weekend. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, everybody have fun. Stay out of the heat. Take care.
Stay hydrated.
And, yeah, I might have some stuff for you over the weekend, and then I'll be back on Monday.
Take care, folks.
All right. Bye, everybody.